Before we begin, I'd like to go over some safety information. In the event of an emergency, there are 2 exits on each side of the room. If we do have to leave the room, once you go out those exits, I want to make sure everyone knows to exit the building behind me. There's an exit on either side of this room. If you need a bathroom during the ceremony, they can be found directly behind you on either this male and female right behind that back wall. And most importantly, during the ceremony, I ask our guests in attendance to please keep the center aisle clear. We're going to be using it to record the ceremony. We're streaming it to an overflow room for more guests to view the ceremony. So please remember to keep that central aisle clear. And now let's begin. Good evening, President Chukowski, Dean Barfield, administration, staff, faculty members, nursing graduates, and their family and friends. Welcome to the 59th pinning ceremony of Three Rivers Community College. My name is Karen A. Moore. I'm an assistant professor of nursing here at Three Rivers. I'm the faculty advisor for this class, and I've had the unique opportunity to teach them in 2 different semesters during their time here. It's been incredibly rewarding to see their growth. Their journey began in an online classroom 2 years ago. After a full year of online classes and torturous breakout rooms, they finally all came together in the same room at the same time for class. They were still behind face masks, but they worked together. In this, their final semester, they were finally able to unmask and see each other's faces in a classroom for the very first time. We are so thrilled to celebrate these graduate nurses you see in front of you today, their faces beaming with pride. Class of Spring 22, you witnessed what it means to be a registered nurse in a very challenging time for healthcare. You have adapted repeatedly. You challenged your own way of thinking, and you learned new ways of learning. I hope that in the past weeks, you've reflected back on the students you were when you first joined us in the nursing program, and that you're amazed by the graduate nurses you are today. It was not an easy ride to get to this point. There were many frustrations and hurdles and tears, so many tears. And there were times where you may have doubted yourselves and wanted to quit the program. But you pulled yourselves back together after a moment, or 2, or maybe 3, and you came back stronger and more determined. You bent because you had to, but you didn't break. There were great moments too. Celebrations of your aha moment in clinical or in the classroom, of improving your exam scores, and of making a difference in the life of a patient you cared for in clinical. You did the hard part, but you probably didn't do it alone. You succeeded with your peers, who I think are the only people in this room who really understand what your class accomplished. Maybe you met your biggest support person in this program. At this time, I would like our graduate nurses to take a moment to thank those who supported them. Give a round of applause for your supporters, please. The faculty members want to thank family and friends too, because your support made it possible for us to do our jobs during an incredibly challenging time in education and in nursing. And so thank you for helping our students through this ride we call nursing school. At this time, I'd like to call Nikki Martinez Chavez. She's going to now deliver the invocation.
Good evening. I would like you all to take a deep breath. Release your doubts, apprehensions, and any fears. We each have earned the right to sit here today. This is real. Let us take this moment in prayer. A prayer for first semester. Dear Lord, please let me remember how to make a bed and not forget how to give a bed bath. Ad Pi is now my new best friend. A prayer for second semester. Dear Lord, please let me not forget to add 3 months, subtract 7 days, and massage that fungus. A prayer for third semester. Dear Lord, this stuff is hard. There are valves, deviated tracheas. Please don't give me a patient with pink frothy sputum. A prayer for fourth semester. Dear Lord, it's us again. And we made it. It took some of us a little longer than others. But we are thankful you gave us more time. There were sleepless nights, tears, bathroom freakouts, but we made it. As each of us sits here now, I encourage you to let go of all your self-questioning. We are stronger, wiser, and we're ready for the path that you, Lord, have out there for us. Each of us has persevered through this journey. We've earned the right to sit here in such an honor. So please, take a deep breath. Give yourselves a moment to center your heart and your mind. Be present here today and bask in the glory of your hard work. Let our guests know that they each have been chosen to be here, not by accident, but because you have played a pivotal role in this adventure called nursing school. Our family and friends, you have each contributed to this moment, and we thank you. Lord, we ask that you please wrap your loving arms around each one of our educators. Bless them with love and light, for they are the guardians of your future healers. We are thankful for them all. And lastly, Lord, we thank you for this beautiful ceremony with which we are about to partake. A ceremony that has been created and honored by the multitude of nurses that have come before us. Bless us each in your name. Amen.
I'm going to backtrack just a moment. This is Jed Sprague. He's going to sing the national anthem for us. It's just rehearsed.
The flag's right over there, so you don't have to look at me. Can you hear that? Or do I have to turn it apart? No? Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming
Good evening, everyone. First, I'd like to say thank you, Nikki, for the beautiful prayer, which really encapsulated your education, your nursing education here at Three Rivers. For the national anthem. Nice job. Welcome to family, friends, guests of the nursing students who are graduating tonight, and most importantly, to our nursing graduates. Let's give them a round of applause. I can't tell you how proud I am of each and every one of you for your determination, your grit, your perseverance, for everything that you had to endure during COVID. I also want to compliment the faculty for what they had to go through, because for them, they had to adjust, adopt, and be resilient in terms of the education that they provided to you, arranging clinicals. But one thing is clear about the faculty here at Three Rivers. They are steadfast in their support of each and every one of you. They love you and care deeply about you and want you to succeed. And most importantly, they have a belief in you. They know that the career that you have chosen can make a difference in your life and in the lives of others. In addition, they have been spectacular role models. And I hope that as you leave Three Rivers, you will bear in mind the memory of how different faculty members touched your life throughout this program. Because we stand on the shoulders of those who came before us. And they are role models that hopefully you will emulate in your nursing practice. To the family and friends and guests who are here, we don't succeed alone. We need cheerleaders. And you have been a cheerleader, so every single graduate who is up here today has achieved success. So I'd like to give you a round of applause for your support. Last year, I came across a poem about being a nurse means. And I guess, as I thought about my remarks for today, I said, it has meaning for nursing graduates. So I'm going to read it, even though I read it last year. You will never be bored. You will always be frustrated. You will be surrounded by challenges, so much to do and so little time. You will carry immense responsibility and very little authority. You will step into people's lives and you will make a difference. Some will bless you, some will curse you. You will see people at their worst and at their best. You will never cease to be amazed at people's capacity for love, courage, and endurance. You will see life begin and life end. You will experience resounding triumphs and devastating failures. You will cry a lot, which you've already done. You will laugh a lot. You will know what it is to be human and to be humane. So I wish every one of you the very best in terms of your future as a nurse. I look forward to hearing about your successes, and more importantly, know that you have received a first-class nursing education, because we have a first-class faculty of nurse educators. So thank you all very much.
Thank you, President Zhukovsky, for joining us today and for your words. Now I invite Dean Barfield, our Interim Dean of Academic and Student Affairs, to come up and say a few words.
So, greetings. Welcome to your nursing pinning ceremony. The ceremony is an official recognition of your successful completion of your nursing studies. It is the culmination of years of hard work and dedication to a goal. It is the celebration of your accomplishment, family, friends, and the nursing faculty. The ceremony represents your transition to practice, The nursing faculty have been your guides and mentors throughout your studies and stand with you as soon-to-be peers. They believe you are ready to join them. So last week, I was talking to a former student, not a nursing student, but a former student of Three Rivers. His name is William Chip Beckwith. He goes by Chip, and he shared his niece's nursing journey with me. Chip is an alum of Three Rivers Community College who now works in the biotech pharma industry. And with Chip's and Sydney's permission, I just want to share this short story with you. So a decade ago, his 13-year-old niece was diagnosed with lymphoma and underwent chemotherapy. They felt that they had an entire community of family, friends, doctors, and especially nurses that rose to the occasion to treat and care for them on the journey. The outpouring of support will forever be appreciated, said Chip. Not only did Sydney survive, but she recently graduated with her own nursing degree. So Chip said that her ordeal inspired her career choice, and the support she received inspired her heart to pay it forward. Some among you may have similar stories with what compelled you to become a nurse. Whether it was a personal illness, a personal loss, concern for aging parents or grandparents, or a chronic condition of a child in your life, or simply just the desire to help others. The selection of nursing as your profession is not usually an unacquainted choice, but rather a calling to the service of others. Most have a clear sense of the dedication to others, the difference the nurse can make in the lives of patients. You now certainly know how much work it takes to be here. Your program has presented many challenges. You have completed an impressive course of study that takes years. Your studies have not been easy. Your program has demanded so much attention from your mind, body, and spirit. You have dreamed of being nurses while many of your waking thoughts revolved around your very rigorous studies. But you have been in good hands with professional nurses who are highly experienced. The nurses who taught you are passionate about nursing and education. They have been engaged with you on this journey. And despite the challenges, you are a remarkable class. And now you are joining the ranks of this noble profession. I am proud that you have participated in the program and persevered. I hope that you realize what you have accomplished and that you are proud of yourselves. The nursing faculty have verified that you are ready, and as the dean, I too am confident that you are ready. I am honored to be here with you. Enjoy and celebrate this achievement. Thank you.
Thank you, Dean Garfield. They are ready, indeed. It's a little scary, but it's exciting. Next, I would like to introduce you to Kelsey Wilson. She's the president of our graduating class. The class has chosen Kelsey to be the class speaker this evening.
Good evening, faculty, family, friends, and fellow graduate nurses. Thank you all for being here tonight. I am both honored and humbled to have the opportunity to speak during this momentous occasion. When we started this journey, we each filled an individual square on the WebEx grid view, hoping that when tonight arrived, we would be able to fill the same room. Well, here we are. We have traversed the worlds of education and healthcare while they were ravaged by the novel coronavirus to make it here tonight. Who here knows how, to be flexible? Like this guy, very flexible. When Cheryl said be flexible on day one, we didn't realize just how many times we would hear that term throughout the program. It soon became a joke to us. Just be flexible. Turn your life upside down, quit your job, cancel your plans, give up sleep, tell your kids to fend for themselves, and you better make sure you have plan A, B, C, and D in place for when your life is falling apart so that you do not miss clinical. Sounds simple, right? As much as we joked about the number of times we were told to be flexible, there was value in it. Patient priorities will change, new technology will be implemented, we will be asked to come in on our day off. Flexibility is an essential part of resilience. We didn't always like the lesson, but it will serve us well in our careers as nurses. I have been described by clinical instructors as calm and caring, even in stressful or difficult situations. My background in EMS and law enforcement certainly contributes to who I am and how I handle myself. I think it is part of why my classmates have trusted me to be their president and class speaker. Behind closed doors, though, I have also struggled. We all have, even if it was not apparent. The anxiety that riddled us as we waited for exam grades to be released. The frustration of wanting to validate our answers but being given no opportunity to do so. The stress of revising our CLUE, also known as a Clinical Learning Experience Workbook, for the millionth time, certain that this was our best work and our clinical instructors could find no fault, only to get it back a few days later, riddled with red marks and questions about our misguided thought process. It was agonizing. Here's the takeaway though. This journey has never been about being perfect or getting the highest grade, though that is commendable for those of you who have accomplished such a feat. Every time we came up short on an exam, were given a dreaded date with Miss Pip, our performance improvement plan, or received harsh criticism on a CLUE, we were actually being built up. We must be willing and able to learn from our inadequacies. In order to achieve great success, we must know resilience. As nurses, we will be expected to know a vast amount of information, and we will be trusted as an advocate for our patients. An important part of doing that, and doing it well, means also acknowledging when we do not know the answer and seeking further education. As president of this nursing cohort, I have had the privilege of working alongside members of our class government. Vice President Gwen Opert, who also serves as the president of the Student Nursing Association, Secretary Melissa Emanuel, Treasurer Devin Godbout, and Liaison Lily Covey. I want to acknowledge all of their efforts. Without their commitment to this class and guidance from our assigned faculty advisor, Karen Amor, tonight would not have been possible. As a class, we have accomplished so much over the span of 2 years, reaching beyond attaining our degree. Together, we have helped raise thousands of dollars for the Student Nursing Association by selling TRCC nursing sweatshirts and participating in penny wars. We have successfully coordinated a Thanksgiving food drive, gathering donations for the TRCC food pantry, and we have helped clean up over 5,000 pounds of junk from the streets of Norwich in collaboration with St. Vincent de Paul Place. The efforts within our college and local community are far-reaching, and they represent our commitment to serving and improving the lives of others. During the winter 2021 term, many of us were given the opportunity to partake in the Bridge to Professional Practice program designed by the Yale New Haven Health System. The goal of this program was to provide an immersive experience which would prepare us for our transition to the registered nurse role. During this program, I had a remarkable experience, and I have been given permission to share it with you all. I had the privilege of assisting one of my classmates, Amber Brennan, in the labor and delivery of her son, Dominic. It is not only one of my fondest memories in this program, but it embodies a therapeutic nurse-patient relationship. That is defined as a helping relationship that is based on mutual trust and respect, the nurturing of faith and hope, being sensitive to self and others, and assisting with the gratification of your patient's physical, emotional, and spiritual needs through your knowledge and skill. In our careers as nurses, we will have the privilege of caring for people at what is sometimes the best moments of their lives, and at other times, the worst moments of their lives. I am going to read a list of statements directed to this nursing cohort.
If this statement is applicable to you, please rise and remain standing as we applaud you. Stand up if you are a first-generation college student. Stand up if you have cared for children or a family member during this program. Stand up if you have worked per diem, part-time, or full-time during this program. And finally, stand up if you have been victimized by a WebEx breakout room. Throughout this journey, I have done my best to get to know each one of my classmates on a personal level. For many of us, our lives have changed during our time here. We have been a support system for one another through some of the best and worst times of our lives. Marriages and divorces, the excitement of pregnancies, the loss of people who are near and dear to us, undergoing an invasive surgery, grappling with our mental health, and presently recovering from a traumatic accident. I cannot possibly acknowledge the individual journey that the 47 of us have been on, but I have been continually reminded that every one of us has overcome something to be here tonight. So right now, I want to encourage you as a graduate to reflect on your journey. What did you have to do to be sitting here in a white uniform tonight, waiting to be pinned as a registered nurse? You owe it to yourself to acknowledge and celebrate that journey. You have so much to be proud of as you stand here tonight. Your adversity, your flexibility, and your commitment throughout this program. We also owe sincere thanks to those who are surrounding us tonight, both in this room and from afar. This journey would not have been possible without their support. On behalf of my class, thank you all for your unwavering support. This has been an incredible and difficult journey. We did it. You did it. This is our foundation. In the coming weeks and months, we will sit for our licensure exam. I firmly believe that no one can take away your lived experiences or your education. I encourage you all to keep growing and learning. I am so proud of each one of you. Thank you for allowing me to speak tonight. Now, let's go past the NCLEX.
Kelsey, thank you for sharing those memories of nursing school. I was so proud when I saw your faces pop up unexpectedly on Facebook. There was a post by St. Vincent de Paul Place, and I saw their smiling faces with pounds and pounds of trash collected around them. I really hope that that event becomes a tradition here for our nursing students. You made a really huge impact on the community. And I also want to say thank you for your Gumby Like moves over the past 2 years. Without them, it would have been a completely different experience. So we really, I don't want to say that flexibility word, but we do appreciate it. This evening, our keynote speaker is Renee Gallardo. Renee began her post-secondary education at Eastern Connecticut State University, where she earned a bachelor's degree in psychology and criminal justice in 2000. In 2007, she graduated from the Connecticut Community College Nursing Program here at Three Rivers. She continued her nursing education and earned her Master of Science in Nursing Management from the University of Hartford in 2015. Renee's professional experience includes serving as an emergency department nurse, case manager, clinical coordinator of emergency service, and nurse manager of emergency service. Currently, Renee is the trauma program manager at Bacchus Hospital. This spring, Renee joined us again at Three Rivers, this time as a clinical instructor for our senior students on the cardiology floor at Bacchus Hospital. Welcome, Renee.
Good evening. First and foremost, thank you for having me here today. I'm truly honored to have been asked to speak as my alma mater was here. She just said. As I stand before you today and see the excitement in your faces and yes, some nervousness, it brings me back to 2007. And I'm here to tell you that your journey as a nurse will be amazing, just as mine was. Soon all of your stories and adventures will go beyond the phrase of in nursing school. And I have no doubt you will leave here with the tools necessary to be successful. In my career, I've had the distinct pleasure to retire as a captain of the Connecticut Army National Guard with my last 8-year assignment as a military nurse. I've consulted with local daycares to ensure safety and preventative measures are in place. Most recently joined this amazing team you call faculty. And prior to my current role as a trauma program manager, I spent most of my time growing and challenging myself in the emergency department, taking care of my community members. It has shaped me and propelled me in directions that I will forever be grateful for. You too will find your niche, the place you call home away from home, because you will likely be spending many hours there. It is why it is important to mention the highs and lows of emotions you may encounter, as if you haven't already through nursing school. I'm sure even through nursing school, you quickly realize managing emotions is part of the job. It's actually a huge part of the job. And it's not just your emotions, but the emotions of patients and family members that you will be charged with. The elation you trigger as you hand a baby to his or her parents for that first time, or the sadness and despair you may have to comfort in the end stages of life for patients. There may be tireless nights or days that seem never ending, or possibly outcomes from tragic events that you will never forget. Your face, your actions, they will leave a lasting impact on people's lives. People you may be too exhausted to remember, unfortunately, or too busy. But I assure you, they will remember yours. This is heavy, I know, but it is important to mention and rather prompts and asks of each of you. I ask that you remember self-care is just as important, if not more important, for you to be there for your patients, as well as your own family and your home life. Find healthy outlets to take care of yourself and know when to ask for help. We aren't that good at it, right? We get really good at taking care of others, but we're not always great at taking care of ourselves. We need to look out for ourselves and look to your left, please. Look to your right. Each other, right? Look out for ourselves, look out for each other, to be able to be mentally, physically, and emotionally prepared to do the work that's ahead of you. I would be remiss if I didn't touch upon, as many have before me, how much that was put to the test the last couple of years during the pandemic. It certainly tested our healthcare system, staff and teams caring for these patients, and I would venture to say even humanity at times. Not everyone can remain on the front lines, and that's understandably expected and understandable. But each of you persevered through the concern and worries of the unknowns as you sit before us today, ready to accept the challenges you are likely to encounter in this profession. That speaks volumes about what you are willing to do and what you will do in your career as nurses. I look forward to hearing your stories and about your journey, your continued journey, of being a nurse, your highs and your lows. This profession is a much smaller world despite our far reach, and you will soon realize this when you begin your new jobs and you hear a familiar voice on the other end giving or receiving a report, or you walk onto a unit and there's a familiar face, or onto a new job and there's a familiar face. So there's no doubt I will be running into many of you, and I look forward to that. Please stop me, please tell me your stories. I want to hear them. I also ask that you do not forget where you started, how you feel today, that excitement, that nervousness I mentioned. And certainly I ask that you not forget how it feels to be a novice nurse as you start your new jobs. Because one day it will be each of you leading, mentoring, and educating our new nurses. I would like to share some quotes with you that struck me throughout my career and gave me simple guidance reminding me as I carried out my practice. I hope it will resonate with you as you hone in on your practice. In the words of Theodore Roosevelt, nobody cares how much you know until they know how much you care. You may be familiar with that. The adage of actions speak louder than words. No matter the knowledge you can regurgitate, though important, It will be how you make somebody feel that they will remember. I learned a long time ago what came to be known to me as the family principle rule. Whether it's a patient in a bed or that patient you encounter in an office, wherever you end up, look at them as a loved one. How do you expect them to be treated? And that's how you should treat those people every time, every patient, every family member. Florence Nightingale said, "Let us never consider ourselves finished nurses. We must be learning all of our lives." I challenge you, commit to being a lifelong learner. Challenge yourself to feel uncomfortable because that means there's learning taking place. And yes, that means welcome the opportunity for SimLabs with open arms. Lastly, Jesse Jackson was quoted for saying, "The only time you should look down on someone is when you are helping them up." It is not our job to judge our peers, our patients, family members. As has been mentioned, depending on where you end up, you could be providing care on the worst day of their life. Please be cognizant of that. In closing, I leave you with this. Be humble, be kind, and never stop challenging yourself. I want to thank faculty and the students for allowing me to be part of such an amazing celebration. It is a privilege to be before you today. Thank you to the families for the support as you provided these nurses as they go through a range of emotions. I'm sure you felt as well. So thank you and congratulations to all of you.
Renee, thank you for joining us tonight, and thank you for coming back to Three Rivers. I would like to introduce Cindy Arpin. She's our Interim Director of Nursing. She's going to come up and share the history of the pinning, and then we will pin our graduates. Cindy.
Thank you. So the history of pinning. The nursing pinning ceremony is a unique and special ceremony for the nursing profession. It's a symbol of the nursing students' hard work and dedication towards their coursework and clinicals. The pinning ceremony has roots all the way back to the 12th century, but today's pinning ceremony is closely tied to an award given to legendary nurse Florence Nightingale, known as the Mother of Modern Nursing. She was awarded the Red Cross of St. George in the 1860s for her tireless work during the Crimean War. To share this honor, Florence presented a Medal of Excellence to her brightest students. Soon, the Nightingale School of Nursing at St. Thomas Hospital in London designed and awarded a badge with a Maltese cross to all nurses as they completed their program. By 1916, the practice of the pinning ceremony was standard throughout the United States and England. The pin symbolized those who were educated and competent to serve as a nurse to provide health care to society. Each school of nursing designed and awarded its own customized pin. This evening, our graduates will receive the Three Rivers Community College Nursing Pin, which was designed in 1975 by members of the first graduating class of nurses. At that time, the college was called Mohegan Community College. The pin bears a dove with an olive branch in its mouth. This was taken from the college seal. The dove represents peace, while the olive branch represents learning. The pin also bears a codices. The codices is associated as a symbol of medicine. The name of the college appears on the outer border. This has changed over the years from Mohegan Community College to Three Rivers Community Technical College to Three Rivers Community College. The name may change, but the excellent nursing program stays strong. Now, the moment we've all been waiting for, we'll begin the pinning of our students, our graduates. Not even students anymore for now, right? Graduates. Before we begin, a couple of requests. Please hold your applause till the end, till the last student has been pinned. As we're pinning the grads, I will be reading a statement that each of them has prepared, and we really want everyone to be able to hear it. If you're planning to take a picture, please don't walk in the center aisle. That needs to remain clear. I'll be calling the graduates by name, and they'll come forward to be pinned, and our photographer will take their picture. Probably better than your cell phone can, so let them do that and enjoy the ceremony. Okay. The pinnings will be assisted by Assistant Professor Denise Partigiano. Denise, come on up. And the first set of students will be pinned by Assistant Professor Karen Amor and Professor Jillian Zucman. Heather Adamak. I want to thank my family for walking with me through this journey called nursing school. To Alex and our 3 children, Alex Jr., Jada, and Ricardo, thank you for believing in me when I did not believe in myself. To my parents, thank you for stepping up when I could not. Love you guys, and we did it. Renee Allard. The road that got me to this moment has been filled with turns, but I did it. Thank you to my amazing parents for literally everything you have done. The amazing instructors at Three Rivers, my friends who have barely seen me in 2 years and still love me, my study buddies that feel like sisters, and especially my son Ryan, for understanding how important this opportunity is for us. I love you to the moon and back. Isaiah Alvarado. I would like to thank my parents and siblings who've helped me through this entire program. I never would have gotten this far without your support. Maria Andrade. I would like to thank my husband and daughter for all their support during this journey. The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. Eleanor Roosevelt. Jeremy Billings. I'd like to thank my family, friends, girlfriend, and most importantly, my grandmother. We are shaped by our thoughts, and we become what we think. When the mind is pure, joy follows like a shadow that never leaves. Buddha. Amber Brennan. I am so excited and proud to be standing here today. It wouldn't be possible without the help and support from my fiance and family. It's been a long journey, and it doesn't stop here. I am thrilled for my future as an RN. Lily Covey. The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. Eleanor Roosevelt. I want to thank my mom, my boyfriend, and my friends for their support and encouragement. I also want to thank my professors who have given me the tools I need to become a successful nurse. The next set of graduates will be pinned by Professor Carol Emmerthal and Assistant Professor Amanda Fitzgerald. Marley DeTore. Thank you to all my friends, family, and instructors for helping me through this anxiety-packed process we call nursing school. I can't believe we have finally reached the finish line and all of our hard work has paid off. Next step, pass the NCLEX. Erica DeAnge. Your life is your story, and the adventure ahead of you is the journey to fulfill your own purpose and potential. Kerry Washington. I would like to thank my daughters for being my biggest motivation in pursuing my career as a nurse, and to my parents who provided the utmost support through this journey. Megan Drew. Xander and Gus, you are the reason behind everything I do. I strive to always make you proud of your mama. To my family, thank you for your unwavering confidence that I could do this. I never would have made it without your support. To my friends, we've shared in laughter and tears on this crazy journey. It would have been so much harder without you, but we finally did it. Caitlin Druin. A quote by Kurt Vonnegut says, "Sometimes you just have to make the leap and build your wings on the way down." Thank you to my friends and family for supporting me on my journey. Christina Dufresne. Thank you to my friends and family for all the love, support, and encouragement throughout my journey. I greatly appreciate it. We did it. Melissa Emmanuel. I started this journey 16 years ago at the start of my LPN. I now have 3 beautiful, crazy kids, an amazing husband whose support and patience has been endless, and a group of top-notch friends that truly understand the struggles. This journey is mine, and I wouldn't change it for anything. Danielle Fahey. To succeed in nursing school, good professors is a must, but more importantly, you should always read The Purple in Pearson. Brooke Fitch. First, I want to say thank you to my mom, sisters, friends, and grandparents for pushing me as much as they have. In the end, I'm eternally grateful to the ones who are sitting beside me today. I can't wait to start this new chapter with the ones who have helped me get here. The next set of graduates will be pinned by Assistant Professor Leanne LaRose and Associate Professor Melissa Neal. Jennifer Frechette. Thank you to my amazing children, Madeline and Lillian, and especially my husband, Lucian, for all of your tireless support and always telling me that I can. For my class, thank you all for your support, and let us never stop learning to be better nurses. Bonnie Freitas. Thank you to my friends and family. A special thank you to my mom. I would be nowhere without you. Also to my in-laws and my fiance Mason, who has encouraged and supported me every step of the way. I am so blessed to be surrounded by so much love and support. Lindsay Glennon. I had someone constantly reminding me, quote, not to wait until you've reached my goal to be proud of myself, but to be proud of every step I take towards reaching that goal. Devin Godbout. Doubt whom you will, but never yourself. Thank you to my parents, my family, and my friends. It has been a long 2 years, and I couldn't have made it without you. To my awesome cohort, congrats. I am so proud of the nurses that we have become. Cassandra Hendricks. I want to thank my husband, Justin. He's always been my #1 fan, and his support was crucial for me on this journey. Without him, I don't know if I could have made it. I love you, Justin. I can't thank you enough. Oh, and happy anniversary. Lisa Holiday. Thank you to my family, especially my husband, also known as Mr. Mom. In the great words of Michael Scott, and I knew exactly what to do, but in a much more real sense, I had no idea what to do. Sandy Kwa. Thank you to my family, especially my husband and 2 daughters, my classmates, and all the nursing program instructors for their support and encouragement. Without your help, I would not have been able to cross language barriers and graduate during a pandemic. Stephanie Kapp. I could not have done this without the support of my husband Matt, my family, and my friends who continue to push me every single day. Thank you for believing in me. The next set of graduates will be pinned by Associate Professor Cheryl Gilot and Professor Anne Lamondi. Megan Kochuk. Thank you to my mom, my husband, and my boys, Riley, Jake, and Miles. I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for each of you pushing me and believing in me to do my best. Lindsay Lemery. I am so grateful to be part of this pinning ceremony. I would like to thank the nursing students, TRCC faculty, and all my family for their support. I have the utmost appreciation and gratitude for my family, my kids, and my husband for dealing with me during this difficult journey. Nicole Martinez Chavez. Anything worth fighting for is never easy. To my children, Olivia, Nico, and Roy, thank you for your patience and your pure words of encouragement. It has been a long 6 years. To my husband, Antonio, you believed in me even when I couldn't believe in myself. Jocelyn Matulis. For me, becoming isn't about arriving somewhere or achieving a certain aim. I see it instead as forward motion, a means of evolving, a way to reach continuously toward a better self. The journey doesn't end. I want to thank my husband and my boys, my family, and my friends for their unwavering support. Brittany McConnell. Thank you to my family, friends, and fellow nurses for your support. I couldn't have done this without you. To my daughters Alice and Kira, I love you. I did this for you. Never give up on your dreams. It doesn't matter how long your journey takes, as long as you never stop. Stephen Moniz Jr. You, me, or nobody is going to hit as hard as life. But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done. Rocky. Emily Morrell. Thank you, Lord, for allowing me to accomplish this dream. Mom, I know you're celebrating with me in heaven. All my love goes to my 4 children, my husband, and my sisters, who always made me believe I could do this even when I believed I couldn't. Hashtag bilingual nurse on the way. Tiffany Nordgren. No one said this would be easy. So to my family and friends who never gave up on me, although I may have wanted to give up on myself, thank you. I did it. We did it. Gwen Opert. The path I have taken to get to this day has been long and winding. There have been starts and bumps and forks in the road, but it is finally here. Thank you to my family by choice or by blood for always being there with me. The next group of students will be pinned by Professor Lillian Raffelt and Associate Professor Rachel Smith. Suzanne Ortiz Diviate. I would like to thank my family for supporting me through all of my academic years. Zoe Pearson. Let us never consider ourselves finished nurses. We must be learning all of our lives. Florence Nightingale. Tessa Plummer. I want to thank everyone who helped me through school. I'm especially grateful for all the love and support I've received in the last few weeks. I've been given a second chance, and I will do great things with it. I wish you were here, Jacob, but I know you're watching somewhere. Tyler Ryberick. Travis, I'm sorry. I was choked up from the last student. Travis Ryberick. I would like to thank my friends and family for all their support over the last 2 years. I couldn't have done it without you. Haley Samuelson. Thank you to my family for the continued encouragement. My friends, both new and old, for always being there, and especially my fiance, Maxim, who showed me unconditional love and support through the highs and lows of the last 2 years. I love you all. We did it. Adriana Schull. Throughout nursing school, I have grown so much as a person and have continuously surprised myself with overcoming each challenge that nursing school has presented me with. I want to thank my family and friends for supporting me through the happiest and the hardest parts of nursing school. Congratulations, everyone. Kimberly Snyder. I am fortunate to have a supportive family, including but not limited to my husband and mother-in-law, who have helped me tremendously through this journey. Thank you for your love, support, and guidance that has allowed me to achieve this goal. The next set of graduates will be pinned by Associate Professor Sarah Sonstrom and Assistant Professor Stephanie Duty. Jedediah Sprague. As one of my patients once said, it's better to be a nurse than to be nothing. Thanks to my little brother and one of my best friends, Arthur, for the talks and the laughs while you played Fortnite and I studied. Sheesh, thanks. Cheryl Sylvester. I want to thank my family, friends, fellow students, and professors for believing in me and giving me the strength to complete my journey in nursing. This has been a long road, and I couldn't have done it without you. Thank you for your understanding and support. Kanjinga Chilinge. Thank you, my Lord Jesus Christ, for blessing me with this achievement. Thank you, my dear husband, my beautiful children, my sisters, and my brothers for always being there for me with love, support, and encouragement. My heart goes to my wonderful parents. I would never be here without you. Crystal Vetter. I would like to thank my daughter and my grandson and the rest of my family for their support and patience, especially my boyfriend, whose support and encouragement made it possible for me to make it through nursing school. Kelsey Wilson. Difficult roads lead to beautiful destinations. To my son Milo, thank you for inspiring me every step of the way. To my family, friends, and instructors, thank you for your unwavering support throughout this journey. Dream big, pray bigger, and always keep the faith. Sarah Wright. Never forget how far you've come. All the times you wanted to give up, but you didn't. Never forget the strength and determination you developed along the way. A thank you goes to my family and friends. I honestly could not have done it without you. I love you all. Whitney Zajac. Thanks to my biggest cheerleader, my husband Jamie, my daughters Shelby and Sierra, and my best friend Marshall. My parents for never giving up on me, and to my in-laws as well as everyone else who helped me get to this point. I I'm still laughing my way through this mess.
Let's give a round of applause for our new graduates.
We're all here. I would now like to ask the graduates and the nursing faculty to please stand for the nursing pledge. I would also invite all nurses in the audience to stand and join us. And the pledge is found after the graduate's name in your program. Okay. In full knowledge of the obligations I am undertaking, I promise to care for the sick with all the skill and understanding I possess, without regard to race, creed, color, politics, or social status, sparing no effort to conserve life, to alleviate suffering, and to promote health. I will respect at all times the dignity and religious beliefs of the patients under my care, holding in confidence all personal information entrusted to me, and refraining from any actions which might endanger life or health. I will endeavor to keep my professional knowledge and skill at the highest level, and to keep loyal support and cooperation to all the members of the health team. I will do my utmost to honor the International Code of Ethics applied to nursing and to uphold the integrity of the nurse. Be seated. At this time, I will invite Nikki to join us to lead us in the benediction.
A prayer for a nurse adapted from For a Nurse by John O'Donohue. You will see worlds breaking at the onset of illness. Families at bedsides, distraught as their mother's breath dims. You watch their helpless love that would exchange places with her. Young lives that should be out in the sun, enjoying life with wild hearts, lamed by accident or worse. The elderly, who are unprepared or are frightened and unsure. You understand. No one can learn beforehand an elegant or easy way to die. In this fragile frontier place, may your kindness become a light that consoles the brokenhearted. May you awaken within the storms of despair an oasis of serenity that calls the spirit to rise from beneath the weight of pain, to gain distance from suffering, and begin to integrate and transform it. May you embrace the beauty in what you do and how you stand like a secret angel between the bleak despair of illness and the unquenchable light of spirit that can turn the darkest destiny towards dawn. May you never doubt the gifts you bring. Rather, learn from these frontiers wisdom for your own heart. May you come to inherit the blessings of your own kindness and never be without care and love when winter enters your own life. As we all move forward from today, may we never forget who we are and where we came from. Remember to always try to be the light in someone's moment of darkness. Each of us are so special and deserve to step out into our own light. May the Lord bless our hands as we each bloom into the healers we are destined to become.
to become a registered nurse. You did it. Remember, though, that your learning should never stop. Each of the faculty here today encourages you to continue your formal education, but we also remind you to continue your learning outside of academia. Cindy spoke earlier about Florence Nightingale, who was a strong advocate for lifelong learning in nursing, and her words from so long ago are still very relevant today. She said to nurses everywhere, "Ignite the mind's spark to rise the sun in you." This evening, I encourage each of you to ignite your mind's spark. I challenge you to learn something new every single day at work. That's going to be really easy to do in your first year. But please, don't stop once you've found your way. Learn how to ask your patient who speaks a different language if they're in pain or if they would like to get out of bed. Learn about a new medication that's being used in a clinical trial on your floor. Learn how to calm a new, anxious mother so she can feed her baby. Learn about that obscure lab value you wrote on your clue every week because it was abnormal, but you had no idea what it meant. Learn about your patient's spiritual or cultural practices, and then help them incorporate those into your day with them. Learn that your comfort measures patient prefers to lie on their right side with their arms curled around a pillow. Learn the why behind your patient's signs and symptoms when they have a disease you're unfamiliar with. Learn the significance of every role of the members of the healthcare team, whether you need the help of a technician, the housekeeper, a physician, a social worker, or dietitian. Learn how to support them all because we're stronger together. Learn how to take a moment and pause outside each patient's door before you enter. Focus your thoughts on that patient so that you'll be truly present for them when you care for them. Leave here today and ignite your mind's spark to rise the sun in each of you. It has been an absolute honor to play a role in your learning here at Three Rivers. I wish you celebrations of joy and pride with your family and friends. Congratulations, nursing graduates of spring 2022. The graduates will now stand and prepare to exit through our center aisle, followed by our faculty members. So could we please clear the aisle? Guests, please remain in your seats until the entire faculty and student group has left the room. You can join them out in the hallway when we are done. Pipe major, if you please.
watch your step. Your step.
All of our stuff is in storage, so I have like very minimal somehow related things.
That'll be it.
That's it.